Hey there! Welcome to the Winx Forever podcast. I'm Lola, creator, host, and lifelong Winx fan. I'm taking a deep dive into the very cool universe of Winx Club. So whether you've been a Winx fan since 2004, like myself, or you vaguely remember it from your childhood, or even if you're being introduced to it for the first time, I want to say welcome. This is the Winx Forever podcast. Hello, fairy friends. Welcome back to another episode of the Winx Forever podcast. I'm your host, Lola Valentine. So we are continuing our saga through the Winx Club timeline in the series that I'm calling 20 Years of Magic. And we are already to the Netflix era. This is going to be the era between 2011 or like mid to late 2011 to 2016. So this is a little bit longer of an era than the previous two eras that we saw, or three eras, I guess, rather. We had, just shorter stints in those eras. They were short but iconic. But this is going to be, the Nickelodeon era. We touched on it briefly last time with the acquisition of half of Rainbow by Viacom, and we will talk about it more. Obviously, this is what this whole episode's about. So, but real quick, I want to say again, thank you guys for listening. I am so enjoying this series, and I hope that you are too. It's been a really, really fun deep dive, and I'm excited to look. Well, did I just say that? I don't know. Nickelodeon era. It's nostalgic for me because in the early years of it, I was writing in the forums, and also writing on the English Forum magazine. And even we were doing recaps of the new season 5 episodes in our issues. And then it gets into me going to college, and that's kind of where I fell off of being active in the Winx fandom. So a lot of this, part of it's nostalgia, part of it's I didn't like what I was seeing with season 5, so I just kind of peaced out. So there's a lot going on here, and we will get into it. So on June 27th, 2011, the Winx Club Nickelodeon dub premieres on TV in the US. So after Rainbow revoked the license from 4Kids Entertainment, the larger American audience that 4Kids was building towards had dwindled. Only a small segment of American fans continued to follow the franchise via online resources until something Winx fans across the US had long awaited: the return of their favorite fairies to American televisions with all new seasons of Winx Club, seemingly. The only problem was it had been 5 years since Winx Club premiered any new content in the US. So how were they to reintroduce Winx Club to an entirely new audience, as well as remind the older fans that it was back? So Nickelodeon's solution was to create 4 one-hour specials that recapped the first 2 seasons in newly animated, updated versions of the episodes. So these Winx Club 1-hour specials, also referred to as the, quote, TV movies, unquote, were a collaborative production between Nickelodeon and Rainbow SRL in 2010, created to provide a recap of the initial 2 seasons of the original series. These specials acted as a precursor to the 5th season in development, and they were unveiled throughout 2011. So this marked a significant milestone as they're the first entities in the Winx Club franchise to premiere after Viacom's co-ownership of Rainbow that began in February of 2011. With Viacom's involvement, Nickelodeon embarked on a revival of the Winx Club series, commencing these 4 specials designed to summarize the events of the first 2 seasons. The first 3 specials primarily dealt with the narrative of season 1, focusing on Bloom's self-discovery and the realization of her identity and powers. The 4th special, briefly, and I do mean briefly, touches on the entirety of season 2, when Aisha and the Pixies are introduced to the storyline. Oh my god. So the first TV special was titled Winx Club Fate of Bloom. It was premiered on June 27th, 2011 on Nickelodeon in the US. It merged together episodes 1, 2, 7, 8, 10, and 22 of season 1. And it was with all, redone animation and a new voice cast, as all of these will be. But the Italian premiere date didn't come until later that year of November 2011. So then we get the second TV special about a month later, titled Winx Club Revenge of the Tricks. This is going to merge together episodes 7, 8, 9, 13, 14, 15, 17, and 18 of season 1. And the premiere date in Italy would be November 28th, 2011. The third TV special, titled Winx Club The Battle for Magics, premiered on September 18th, 2011 on Nickelodeon in the US, and it merged together episodes 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26 of season 1 in a 1-hour special. And the premiere date for Italy would come on December 5th, 2011. And then, finally, we get the 4th TV special of Winx Club. Then finally, we get Nickelodeon's 4th TV special for Winx Club, titled Winx Club The Shadow Phoenix, and this premiered on October 16th, 2011. The Italian air date would be December 12th, 2011, and this literally merged together all of the entirety of season 2. Terrible, terrible, terrible. A terrible, terrible, terrible thing. No room for the character development we get in season 2. No room for the bonding the Winx girls get in season 2. I can't believe that this is what they did. I can't believe it. So, just for context, okay, what took Rainbow 5 years to release, Nickelodeon did in just under 1 year in order to get to the new content of season 5, which did pale in comparison to the Winx content we got in the golden and classical eras, in my opinion. The first 3 TV specials recapped season 1, each premiering about a month apart. Then we get to the 4th TV special that was used to recap the entirety of season 2. Then we got a redubbed version of season 3, which returned to the hand-drawn style animation of the original season. They didn't even go through the trouble of reanimating season 3. They just aired it super quickly. And then what? Oh my gosh. So Nick's dub of season 3 would conclude on December 2011. However, we wouldn't see the premiere of Secret of Lost Kingdom in the US, which is the, concluding chapter of Bloom's saga in the first 3 seasons in the movie. We wouldn't get that premiere in the US until March of 2012. So a full 5 years after the film premiered in Italy, and 3 months in between it and the Nickelodeon season 3 finished airing. When you look at this is just insane. But then 2 months later, Nickelodeon releases their dub of season 4 in May of 2012, and that would conclude airing in June to make way for the new content of season 5 in 2012. So there was just so much that Nickelodeon condensed. Like I said, 5 years of content that Rainbow produced that Nickelodeon was just like, oh, we got it. We can do it in less than a year. We can get all of that content out in less than a year. And the inconsistency and the fact that it was in 16:9 ratio for the specials, but then it went back to the 4:3 aspect ratio for seasons 3 and 4, right? Am I right about that? Okay, yeah, they didn't even change the aspect ratio for season 4. Literally, it wasn't until season 5 aired. Oh my god. It wasn't until season 5 aired that they, oh my god, that they changed the aspect ratio to 16:9 again for HD. Like, this is so messy. This is incredibly messy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so that's the Nickelodeon airings timeline kind of for their reintroduction of the series. Oh my god, this is embarrassing. So as Nickelodeon continued to co-produce and air these new seasons for Winx, the target demo was definitely lowered intentionally. And I believe that's thanks in part to the late Janice Burgess, the creator of Backyardigans, who acted as creative lead for the Nickelodeon adaptation of Winx Club. We will see the lasting effects of Miss Burgess on Winx Club throughout this era and honestly into the Netflix era. But oh my gosh, it pains me to talk about this era. It really, really does. You're listening to the Winx Forever podcast. So the last Winx Club Nickelodeon TV special premiered in the US on October 16th, 2011, with their whole recap of season 2, right? So then we get on November 14th, 2011, the Nickelodeon dub of season 3 premiered in the US. And so this would be the third season that they broadcast under the title Winx Club Enchantix. And it would air from November 14th to December 26th in 2011. So let that sink in. The last episode of their redubbing, not even reanimation, the redubbing of season 3 aired on December 26th, 2011. So then, keep up here. It goes fast. In March of 2012, we get the official premiere on Nickelodeon on television, the Secret of Lost Kingdom film. So we don't even get a theatrical release like Europe did. We don't even get all of that. We just get it on TV. And also it had several scenes and dialogue removed from the film to cater to the children's television preferences for Nickelodeon. Paramount would later release the film on DVD in August of 2012. I'm still very just... I wonder what would have happened if 4Kids could have survived the 2008 financial crisis in the US. I wonder if they could have kept the license for Winx Club, if they could have premiered the movie in theaters like they did the Pokemon movie in the early 2000s. How incredible would that have been? Oh my gosh. So yeah, I don't know. It's just really sad to see like what we could have had versus what we got. Ugh. It kind of hurts my heart a lot, like that this was the I remember when this aired on television in the US, and I was happy that it was back in the US, but also I was sad that it didn't have the fanfare that it got in 2007, you know? Yeah. So that's kind of sad. So moving on to May of 2012, we have the Winx Club, The Power of Believix airing on Nickelodeon in the US. This was the first time that Winx Club season 4 had ever aired in the US, which is pretty wild. And even though Nickelodeon, as I mentioned, reanimated the sections of seasons 1 and 2 for their specials, they didn't reanimate seasons like 3 and 4, but 4 still had the flash animation and digital ink, that Rainbow used to kind of revamp the animation style. But it was still, I believe, it was still 4:3 ratio. Anyway, it's like I said, this is just a very messy era. Like, what were they doing? Did they even know what they were doing? Oh my god. So then finally, on August 26, 2012, we finally get the long-awaited premiere of Winx Club Season 5 on Nickelodeon in the US. The new season, consisting of 26 episodes, concluded its run on September 22nd, 2013. Why does that make me laugh so much? Because look at this timeline. This is insane. It premiered on August 26, 2012 and didn't conclude until September 2013. That's craziness. That's so long. You're stretching out 26 episodes over a year? That's insane. I'm sorry. I need to take a moment. However, in Italy, they did air it from October 16th, 2012 to April 24th, 2013. So in Italy, they were airing them consistently so that the freaking audience would have a chance to understand what was happening. Oh my god. Sorry. Every time I think about this era, I just get so riled up. As I mentioned, season 5 did see a major transformation in production as Viacom became co-owner of Rainbow, leading to a collaboration with Viacom's Nickelodeon Animation Studio in the US and Rainbow's animation studio in Italy. Rainbow and Viacom decided to retool the season into a full relaunch of the show, representing a fresh take of the property rather than a direct continuation of previous seasons, which in my opinion was a really, really bad choice, but whatever. Nickelodeon Animation Studio played a large role in co-developing season 5, assembling a team of experienced Nickelodeon writers, including the late Janice Burgess, who I mentioned, creator of the hit television series Backyardigans, which aired on Nickelodeon's preschool channel, Nick Jr. Season 5 was marketed under the title Winx Club Beyond Believix on Nickelodeon. The season showcased a unique aspect of 2 openings, a 2D opening for the first 12 episodes, and a 3D opening for the remainder 14 episodes. Season 5 not only utilized flash animation, a format previously used in Season 4, but also a combination of flash animation with CGI animation for when they were in the underwater worlds. The transition to a 16:9 ratio for HD added a visual upgrade to the season as well. Episodes like The Lilo and A Magic's Christmas presented standalone stories, with The Lilo chosen as the episode to launch season 5 in the US and other territories. The season also brought about several notable firsts, including the introduction of trailer-exclusive scenes and the tricks encountering the Winx in their Believix forms in 2D Flash animation. I remember season 5 airing and having to write the episode recaps for the English Forum magazine, and I had fun doing those for sure. But it just didn't feel like Winx Club. Like, none of it really felt like the Winx that I loved, the Winx that even the difference between the specials that they created and aired and this was so disconnected. Like, it was pretty crazy. It feels like a fever dream looking back, but yeah. So backtracking. May 2012, Power of Believix aired. August 26, 2012, season 5 aired on Nickelodeon in the US. What's missing? What's happening that we don't have, that we had in the previous era, that we don't have in between these? What are we missing? Oh yeah, the second freaking movie. So May 20th of 2013, Winx Club Magical Adventure finally premieres on Nickelodeon in the United States. Much like Secret of the Lost Kingdom, Nickelodeon's release of Magical Adventure, one of 2 English dubs of the original Winx Club 3D Magica Adventura, would be cut down to be aired on television. So a lot of scenes were either adapted or just removed entirely. This redub was produced by Atlas Oceanic and commissioned by Nickelodeon US. It was a result of Viacom's acquisition of the Winx Club franchise, and in February of 2011, Viacom announced that Magica Adventura and The Secret of the Lost Kingdom would be re-released through its subsidiaries Paramount Pictures. So even though the film premiered on televisions in 2013, Nickelodeon did have a celebration of the screening of Winx Club Magical Adventure at the TCL Chinese Theater in Hollywood. So that's cool. That's pretty neat. But I don't know. It's it's sad. Again, same thing with Secret of the Lost Kingdom. It's sad that it was that it had to not have such fanfare like it did in Europe, when it was released originally. The film premiered on television, as I mentioned, in May of 2013 on Nickelodeon in the United States, and was later released on DVD by Paramount in August of 2013. However, this English dub presented a notable departure from the original film, as the runtime was shortened to 45 minutes. 45 minutes. Oh my gosh. Half the length of an original 1 hour and 26-minute movie. This adjustment aligned with the length of the series' 4 TV specials, offering a condensed rendition of the magical journey embarked upon by the Winx Club. Yeah, it's just, I know that people get mad at Fate, the Winx Saga, for watering down Winx Club and shoving it into this, mold of a teen drama series, but holy moly, what Nickelodeon did, honestly, to Winx Club was, in my opinion, 1,000 times worse. Honestly, oh my goodness. All right, we're gonna make it through. We're gonna make it through this era, and then we'll get to talk about the Netflix era, which honestly provided some good moments for the Winx Club franchise. Anyway, we'll get to those, but we gotta keep trudging through this Nickelodeon era. Holy moly. Okay, so moving right along. By September 29th, 2013, the 6th season of Winx Club premiered in the US on Nickelodeon, and this was titled Winx Club Blue Mix. Season 6 made its debut on Nickelodeon, and Italian fans had to wait a little longer for the season as it premiered on January 6th in 2014. Season 6 brought a departure from the traditional weekly airing schedule in the US, with Nickelodeon opting for periodic releases of episodes. Following the 8th episode, the season transitioned to Nickelodeon's streaming service. Eventually, the season returned to television on Nickelodeon's preschool channel, Nick Jr., on July 26, 2015. My gosh. In the US, season 6 concluded on November 22nd, 2015, while Italian viewers bid farewell to the season on August 4th, 2014. Season 6 left much to be desired for longtime Winx fans, in part to its very varied airing schedules and juvenile plots. Womp womp. That's insane. It premiered in 2013 but didn't conclude until 2015. What kind of mismanagement do you have to have? Like, that's absolutely insane. I feel crazy reading this. This is what? Like, of course, like, it's going to do better in Italy if you're like premiering it consecutively, if you're sharing episodes consecutively, like in a like proper manner. Like 2015, 2 years. That's so that's so crazy. I need a moment. You're listening to the Winx Forever podcast. If you're enjoying this episode of the Winx Forever podcast, be sure to follow the show on your preferred streaming platform so that you're notified when new episodes are dropped. Hello, fairy friends, and happy 20 years of Winx Club. I'm Lola Valentine, and I am happy to say that the biggest Winx Club fan project to date is now available for free at magicalmemorieszine.com. It is 354 pages of pure nostalgic Winx fun, and I hope that you check it out. We had a blast making it. It took us over a year to plan it and gather fan stories from across the world, your stories from across the world of growing up with Winx Club over the past 20 years. And it's just been such an honor to get to create this love letter for the fandom. So thanks for being a Winx fan, and we hope that you enjoy the Magical Memories fanzine. Download it now for free on magicalmemorieszine.com. Okay, woof. So by 2014, it's the 10th anniversary year for Winx Club, and this is how they celebrated. On September 4th, 2014, Winx Club: The Mystery of the Abyss premiered in Italy for the Winx Club 10th anniversary at the Venice Film Festival. This debut would mark the beginning of an official global rollout for the third installment of the Winx Club movie series. The title for the movie was actually chosen through a public online poll hosted on the official Winx Club website, where voters had the opportunity to select from 4 different titles. This interactive approach engaged fans in what we were hoping would be a very engaging third film to the previous 2 that we've already had. Despite being co-produced with Nickelodeon, the English version of the movie was dubbed by the Dubbing Brothers, the Canadian production company who had also previously produced the first English dubs of the past 2 Winx Club movies. Winx Club Mystery of the Abyss presented a rather shallow narrative that followed the same structure as Winx Club Season 5, where the Winx Club fairies faced off against the Tricks yet again, this time with the malevolent nymph Politeia, who possessed a significant threat by nearing unprecedented levels of power. The release of the third Winx Club movie served as a part of the celebrations marking the 10th anniversary of the Winx Club brand in Italy. Following the Italian premiere in September of 2014, the film's global release continued throughout October into territories worldwide. It was only released in Italian cinemas in 2014. As for other countries, the film was released on DVD and published on Netflix in the US. I cannot tell you how terrible this movie really is. You truly just have to witness it for yourself. If you're listening to this podcast and you've never seen it, congratulations. I have also not seen it all the way through ever. So that's great for me. Love that for me. Love that for you if you've never seen it. But just the knowledge that exists is peril enough. It's pretty terrible. There's a whole end sequence where they all sing. Mind you, it's not a musical. And they all sing, and Tritanus comes back and he raps, and like the Tricks do this weird, it's just bad. And that's just the storyline. The animation is terrible. It's so bad. Oh my gosh. And to think that this is the film that they celebrated the 10th anniversary with. I am so glad that they didn't do anything like this for the 20th, because I would have cried. Like, this is so bad. I don't think that I can find any redeeming qualities about this instance in the Winx Club timeline. Like, I really cannot. Like, this is just downright terrible. And I stand by that. If you are curious and you want help while you're watching it, you should definitely check out my friend Thomas, Unicorn of War's recap of the terrible movie that is this Mystery of the Abyss. It will definitely, you get the gist of the movie, but also, get to make fun of it as well with Thomas. So definitely check that out. I'll link it below. All right, so continuing on, in December 6th of 2014, the first show of the Winx Club musical premiered in Naples, Italy. The Winx Club musical show, a musical production based on the Winx Club franchise, kicked off its Italian tour in Naples, Italy on December 6th, 2014. The show took its audience on a magical journey celebrating the 10th anniversary of Winx Club, with a storyline centered around a festive feast organized by Fairygonda for the inhabitants of Earth. The main 6 fairy friends in this special edition dazzled the audience with songs, choreography, and magical moments that encapsulated the essence of their enduring friendship. However, the celebration faced a twist as the mischievous Tricks attempted to sabotage the joyous occasion, creating suspense and excitement for the audience. The Christmas tour, announced on November 3rd of 2015, added a special addition to the musical extravaganza, further delighting audiences during the holiday season. The Winx Club musical show left its marks beyond the stage, making appearances at various events and on prominent Italian networks such as TGR, TG1, TG5, Gulp Cinema e Teatro, and many others. The musical event even participated in a special international musical show where the cast performed memorable songs and a preview of the final song of the show, which was later featured in the 23rd episode of season 6. The widespread recognition and positive reception on various platforms positioned the Winx Club musical show as a delightful and immersive celebration of the iconic animated series. I really like this because even up until 2014/2015, we were getting Winx Club live shows, and that's just so cool. I mean, it's cool that Winx Club has had a lot of different iterations, from TV to film to live shows. It's just, I don't know. I think that that's really cool. And whenever I tell people about that, like, oh yeah, Winx Club like had like actual live like stage shows, they're like, oh wow, like they're kind of impressed that Winx Club has had such a global footprint in that way. So yeah. So that leads us perfectly into 2015. I do want to mention that in 2015, we saw the launch of the Winx Fairy Couture fashion line in Italy. This featured a special and new art style that we had not seen with Winx Club before. It was on doll boxes, it was on t-shirts, it was on a ton of things. It did have an unfortunate side effect that it whitewashed some of our favorite beloved characters, i.e. Aisha and Flora mainly. But I mean, it was the art style was very it was like very elegant. It was very like wispy. It was almost curly girl aesthetic almost. But it was like based off of like Italian fashion sketches. Like it leaned very heavily towards that. And so honestly, Winx Club launching the Fairy Couture fashion line in 2015 ramps us up to the Nickelodeon era for World of Winx that we will talk about in the next episode. But yeah, just something. So it's cool that they launched it in 2015 and then later premiered in 2016 the first season of World of Winx that would include that animation style. So yeah, I don't know. That's something. That's something. So in May of 2015, we have the 7th season of Winx Club, which first premiered in Greece. Not in America, not in Italy, in Greece, which is so cool. So yeah, the 7th season of Winx Club made its debut on Greek televisions, marking another chapter in the Winx Club saga, followed by the Nickelodeon Asia premiere on June 22nd, 2015. So it premiered in all of these other countries before it premiered in the US and Italy, which is interesting. Season 7 would then unfold on Italian television on Rai Gulp, where it aired from September 21st, 2015 to October 3rd, 2015. While in the US, the season continued to air on Nick Jr. shortly after its international air dates on January 10th, 2016. This season, comprising of 26 episodes, concluded its US run on April 10th, 2016, marking the end of Nickelodeon's involvement with any further Winx projects. And so we all clap. What a time. Oh my gosh. The journey to season 7 began with Nickelodeon's confirmation of the season during the 2013 San Diego Comic-Con, which created anticipation amongst fans for the 7th season. An early version of the online game Magic's Attack, unveiled on Nickelodeon's beta testing website, hinted at the new transformation, which we got called Butterflix, which sparked speculation about the upcoming season. The official announcement of season 7 came in a press release titled Rainbow and Nickelodeon partner for Winx Club season 7 on April 8th, 2014. Eugenio Straffi expressed his excitement, stating how it will be a privilege to partner once more with Nickelodeon on this. However, during the season's development, production faced challenges due to the financial setbacks of Rainbow's animation film Gladiators of Rome. Consequently, Season 7 opted for a fully 2D animated format, foregoing the 3D computer-generated segments seen in previous seasons, as well as a new cast of voice actors in an attempt to cut costs on the season's productions. Because, of course, it's going to cost more money to pay Kiki Palmer to play Aisha than it would some actor in Canada. Of course. Of course. And finally, with the fiasco that was the Nickelodeon era, something good did come out of this era that we'll talk about right now. So on September 3rd of 2015, the Worldwide Winx Reunion, the first official Winx Club fan meeting, was hosted in Italy. So in Jesolo in Venice, Italy, from September 3rd to September 6th in 2015, the first ever Winx Worldwide event provided a platform for fans to come together and share their passion for the magical animated series. A distinctive feature of this reunion was Nickelodeon's installation of a special fan wall, which is a digital space where messages from Winx Club enthusiasts around the world were showcased. This interactive element allowed fans to connect with each other and share their love for the series, fostering a sense of community that transcended geographical boundaries. To promote the event and build excitement among fans, new versions of the iconic Winx Club You're the One by Elisa Roselli was unveiled. It was titled It's a Winx Reunion. This special rendition captured the spirit of the reunion and served as a rallying anthem for fans anticipating the event. The promotional video featuring the new song was shared on the Winx Club official YouTube channels, creating anticipation and engagement in the lead up to the reunion. The first Winx Club Worldwide Reunion also marked a significant moment in the Winx Club timeline, as it showcased the debut of the Season 7 Butterflix transformation outfits. Fans were treated to the first appearance of its enchanting new transformation, adding an extra layer of excitement for the event. Altogether, the Winx Worldwide Reunion in 2015 not only celebrated the series' global fan base, but also became a memorable, immersive experience for enthusiasts who gathered to share their love for the magical world of Winx Club. I can only imagine what it was like to attend this as a fan. It looked incredibly magical. I have friends that attended the event, of course, and it just looked like a lot of fun. If you want to hear more about that event, I did have a conversation back in 2021 with my friend Michael of Michael's Winx Club in a 2-part conversation. So the second part is when we talk about him attending the first Winx Club Worldwide Reunion. So go give that a listen. I think we start talking about it around minute 30. So definitely check that out, and I'll link it below. But yeah, that does it for the Nickelodeon era of Winx Club. Next episode, we will dive into the Netflix era of Winx Club, and that will span from the world of Winx to right up until, the Fate the Winx saga cancellation. So again, we're spanning more and more years as the eras go on, but they get pretty interesting. Thank you so much for listening, you guys. And like I said, if you want to send me a question or you have something that you want me to discuss about these eras, I have a speakpipe.com that you can check out. It is linked in the description below. You can leave me a 30-second to 1-minute voice message, and I might feature it on the next episode of the Winx Forever podcast. So check that out, and I will catch you next time. Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode of the Winx Forever podcast, be sure to follow on your preferred streaming platform so that you're notified when new episodes are released. The theme for the Winx Forever podcast is the song She Makes Magic by Big Wild.